Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to take this moment today to read for iKon member Jinhwan. I call him Jay. I know that some use his Korean name and some use Jay. I'm going to refer to him as Jay because I don't know if my pronunciation is right when it comes to his name. But yes, I wanted to do this before he enlists. You know that I usually do this when an idol is about to enlist, because when they are while they are in the military, I do not pull cards for them because I consider this time a sort of hiatus. So I try to not read for that person that is in the military. So I'm going to take the opportunity to read for him today. So yes, he is actually my icon bias. So I'm very excited to do this for him. So yes, let's begin. He got the card of the Magician, Page of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and Four of Cups. And from the Oracle, he got the card of Moon in Aries, Protection. So I honestly think that he's very I think that this year was very meaningful to him. I think that he started the year feeling like a magician. I think that it has to do with the group being able to do a lot of things for the first time independently, like when it comes to being away and separated from YG. And I think that for him, this was huge. You know, I think that he felt for the first time a sort of like uh, a lot of pride and also a lot of feeling very powerful. You know, being like, wow, we made this. You know, and I think that this for him was a whole like a boost of his self-esteem. You know, I don't know, is he the leader of iKon? Because I know that BI was the leader, but I don't know if he is the leader currently. But he does give me leader vibes, and I think that he's a very intelligent guy. He's very smart. But somehow he lacks confidence, you know, because I see this page of Wands in here, and I was like, I was laughing because actually I find it cute because I noticed that he is one of the shortest members in the group. But he's so attractive for me, even though he is one of the shortest. Like, I find him very attractive because he has that charisma. I don't know why. I don't care about his height. But seeing the page of Wands here, I'm like, I'm seeing him like this short guy. I don't know. But I think that within that short stature or short height, there's a lot of potential, and that actually when it comes to his spirit, his willpower and his passion, he's a very passionate person, and he has a lot of personality, and a lot of like he really can make. He's very, like, I would say that he has a strong willpower and he just makes things happen, you know, and that's why I think that, you know, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, you know. Of course that we don't judge him, but there's something probably when, I don't know if maybe for men in particular, you know, height, it's something that it has to do that, oh, because you are like the tallest, you are the most handsome or something like this, you know, that height equals like a passion or your ability to be you know, straightforward and to be like a sort of winner. And I think that in his case he can look like shorter, but actually his passion and his commitment to everything he does, he's a very passionate person. And I would say he's a passionate lover as well, you know. Like, I didn't want to say this because I was like, this doesn't have anything to do with the reading, but I just wanted to say here with this page of wands and this magician that he's a very skillful lover. That's I don't know if any iconic in here like actually can like like that if it's good for you to know this, but I'm like, this is what I'm getting, that actually he's very skillful as a lover and he's very passionate. So like our guy Jay has a lot of talents. um but I think that when it comes to his career, he has him on a stage. He commands the stage. He definitely has that power. But there's something about him feeling like he's still has a lot to learn, or has a lot to go through. There's a sort of feeling of like, okay, I'm an amateur in here. And next to the magician is like, no, you're not. I don't know if it's, he for him, being famous or being recognized is not the representation of how good you are in the field. So for him, it's like, yeah, people know about us, people know our songs, we people know us, but when it comes to being called an artist, I think I still have a long way to go. And for him, I think that he's very specific about this. That he doesn't consider himself like, oh, I have experience. Like, oh, I went through a lot, or I had collected a lot of experience, and I am an artist. I think that he considers himself amateur. And he's like always looking for ways to learn something new or to learn more. um, and I think that honestly there's something about the military that it changes his perspective of his life right now. Probably it's like it's, because being an artist and being in the industry, you are in a kind of bubble. So when you have to go to the enlistment, it like somehow like it pushes you back to reality, and to reality about what people do. Um, and what what he has to do when it comes to the military, or what normal people do in this process. So he's like absorbing like also a lot of information. Probably he's adapting a lot to what he has to say, the preparation. I believe that there's a lot of studying as well. I don't know if they gave him a book of rules or things to do, and he's like adapting. He's still like a bit like, I would say, asleep when it comes to how he's still not 100% conscious about, that his life is going to change. He knows that this is his routine is going to change, but his mind is still elsewhere. And even though his body is already getting ready to this, for this experience, he's trying to be very adaptable. He's trying to be very mature about it, very um, very responsible about it. But I think that there's something about his energy being not that present in this whole process. Um, I was thinking, because I would want to ask the fans, maybe the fans know if he has some kind of like impossibility or injury to do the regular enlistment, like when it comes to do physical labors and, a training that is a bit more harsh. Because I don't know, is does he have a sort of like a permission to do the other service that is for the idols that have some kind of injury? I don't know why. I think that is about this, because with the five of swords, there's something about like, him being like worried about something. But if this is not the case, he probably did submit something about a condition of his, but I don't know if this was approved. So there's something about him actually not being satisfied with where he's going or what he's going to do. So probably he does worry about his health. I don't think it's serious, but there's something that he has. I don't know. And probably, I don't know if maybe it didn't pass, they didn't approve of him going to the other service that is more like a public service. Um, and he's like, okay, if they send me to do the other service, like, I don't know, I'm not going to be very happy about it, but I also, I'm not going to do everything that they tell me. There's something about him not feeling very like stable in his own body. Um, but I think that honestly, it's his mind. It's not that he's not okay when it comes to his health. I think that he's a bit worried about going somewhere that he doesn't know. There's something about him feeling a bit anxious. Him also like having his um, having a bit of a resistance. I think that he's a very polite guy, but there's something about him sort of like becoming tougher when he goes in there and actually not talking to people right away. He's actually very friendly, but I think that at the beginning, when he starts to adapt, he's going to be in this very like cold, detached, and silent mode. Not trusting people right away, being a bit like, if he's invited to do something with others, he's going to be like, yeah, no, thank you. Like sort of like probably people wanting to reach out to him or wanting to be his friend, and him being a bit like distrustful and also not being interested. I think that he doesn't want to trust people in there. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But he's a bit resistant to connecting emotionally or making friends in there. He's like, I'm going in there because I have to fulfill a duty, but I'm not looking for friends in here. Which is very interesting actually, because I do think that he's very like welcoming, and also he really is a people's person. So I wonder why he has that, like, oh no, I don't want to make friends here. And with the Five of Swords, I don't know if he will have at the beginning a sort of discussion with someone, an argument with someone. So that's when he's going to be like, okay, like, I'm just going to be here doing my thing. He's disappointed at something. This experience definitely is not going to start very smoothly. Probably there's going to be some inconsistencies or a treatment towards his person that he's going to be like, okay, this is so not serious. Like, this is like really like, people are so disorganized in here, or people are just like so um like they really don't organize themselves well, or they are very messy, or they are very irresponsible. There's something about him noticing that the conditions in there, or probably, the distribution of things, the delivery of information is very messy. Where he's going, I believe that it's going to be like this, and he's not going to like that. Because actually he's a very serious person. He takes this very serious, and he wants to be as practical as possible. He wants to be as diligent as possible, but I think that he will have to deal with people that are very irresponsible, and he's going to be very triggered by this, because he's going to be like, really, you are going to be my instructor? Like, this is so silly. Like, and him not trusting, so he's going to be like, I better numb myself. I better like try to just do what I have to do and get this over with, and that's it. This is not, he's not going to have like a proper impression about doing this. He's not going to say like, oh, I'm having fun, or I'm bored, or I'm not liking this. He's more going to be indifferent towards the experience, because the beginning of this is going to be very awkward, and there's going to be some errors that for him is going to trigger his survival mode. He's going to be like, oh, okay, so these people cannot be trusted. I get it. So, he's very observant, he's very intelligent, so he knows that there are some things that are a bit messy. He's not going to like it, so he's like, okay, I better take care of myself, because I don't see these people being that, that bright when it comes to taking care of me. So he's going to focus on doing well on his own. But this is the beginning, this, I don't see that the whole experience is going to be like this. um, but probably the first impressions, the first months are going to be a bit like, like, um, weird for him, especially in the group that he has to go in, is going to be very weird. um but then, when the moon in Aries card, protection, I think that definitely he's going to get the protection of someone in there. Probably he's going to meet someone that, I don't know if that person is also an idol, or is a famous person that is also fulfilling their duties in there, and he's going to get this person's um protection. Like, I don't know, it's really funny, because I see this card with this sort of mother and this baby in here, and the other child, and I feel like I can see someone like maybe older, and even like very different when it comes to his body, being taller than Jay, it being like more like, probably a bit more intimidating, and being like, no, I protect him, he's my friend, so somehow, um I don't think that, honestly, I don't think that this is like that Jay is going to go for something dangerous that he needs to be protected. But I think that there's something about, people being very interested in Jinhwan, or the people that are in there being very interested in getting close to him, and just wanting to be his friend, and maybe being a bit too pushy or insistent. Maybe he will have this sort of mate, or these sort of like teammates that are a bit gossipy, or they are like, oh, we have a celebrity in the group, so they are going to be like, oh, let's go talk to him, and actually, Jay or Jingwon not being very interested in this, him being very like apathic, and also like, being very much on the defensive. um so yeah, definitely I think that he will, when time passes, he will meet someone in there that is going to be like his bodyguard. Um, but this is not to protect his integrity. It's more like so he can be left alone, because people will be very curious about him. So yes, this is the reason. I don't know if it's because people are fans, or I think that it is not about Jay in particular. I think that it has to do because he was a YG, um, a YG artist, and I don't know if maybe these people that are going to train with him are YG stans, or they just love, I don't know, GD, and that's it, So I definitely see this. So for him, yes, it's going to be a whole experience where, yeah, at first it's going to be awkward. For him, this is, he's trying to adapt, he has the flexibility to do so, but definitely I see him like disconnecting a bit from this experience, like actually not being like, oh, this is great, nor this is awful, not forming an opinion about this, but I think that definitely this is not like, oh, this is great. I think that he started the year with a lot of um, motivation, because they got to do so much as a group. So he was feeling very driven, he was feeling very excited, he was feeling alive, he was feeling with a lot of emotions and passions, and a lot of motivation, because of how they were going to do this together with the group and with the fans. And he also got a lot of love and a lot of appreciation. So he's like, I was full of adrenaline, and now I have to go to this place. So yes, it's the whole change of circumstances, but yeah, he will make it. He will make it. It's just that it's going to be awkward at first. But yes, guys, this is all I have for Jay. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you're a fan, I would appreciate your feedback if you know something about him, because I haven't been that connected to them, so I don't know what they have been up to. And honestly, he's my bias, but I don't know much about his character. I only know that I see him and I love him. But yes, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.